I want to be clear right from the start. What you're about to experience is not a real vehicle. This is a fully fictional, AI-imagined concept created purely for entertainment, imagination, and future dreaming. And honestly, that freedom is what makes it exciting. Now imagine standing in the middle of a silent desert road, the sun just dipping behind the rocks, and this machine rolls up beside you. That's where this story begins. The first thing that hits me is the shape. This vehicle doesn't look like it was built for yesterday's roads. It looks like it was shaped by wind, distance, and long journeys. The body is smooth and continuous, almost like a single sculpted shell rather than separate panels. Everything flows, no sharp aggression, no bulky add-ons. It feels calm, confident, and purposeful. The matte dark finish absorbs the light instead of reflecting it, giving the entire motorhome a stealthy, almost meditative presence. The front end is rounded and tall, with a panoramic windshield that curves seamlessly into the roofline. There's no traditional grille. Instead, a subtle illuminated emblem floats at the center, framed by thin, flowing LED light signatures that trace the edges like glowing brushstrokes. At night, this thing wouldn't scream for attention. It would glide through the darkness. Down below, the stance is serious. 6 wheels, 3 axles, all wrapped in thick off-road tires that look ready to crawl over rocks, sand, or snow without hesitation. The wheel arches are wide and integrated into the body, not bolted on. They feel intentional, like this vehicle was born off-road, not modified for it. Along the sides, large tinted windows stretch horizontally, giving the impression of openness without sacrificing privacy. The main entry door sits flush with the body. No handles, no distractions, just a clean panel that blends until it activates. Soft lighting underneath the chassis creates a gentle glow on the ground, making nighttime arrivals feel calm and safe rather than harsh. Even the roof is purposeful. Low-profile modules sit seamlessly on top, suggesting solar collection and ventilation without disrupting the silhouette. Nothing sticks out. Nothing feels unnecessary. This isn't a motorhome trying to look futuristic. It feels like something that simply belongs in the future. Stepping inside feels like entering a private retreat on wheels. The door seals quietly behind me, and suddenly the outside world fades away. The interior is warm, softly lit, and incredibly calm. The design philosophy here is clearly simplicity over clutter. Straight ahead, the cockpit feels more like a lounge than a driver's seat. A wide, wraparound dashboard curves gently, displaying essential information through soft, ambient projections instead of harsh screens. The steering interface is minimal, almost understated, suggesting intelligent assistance rather than constant manual control. Behind the cockpit, the living space opens up in a surprisingly spacious way. The flat floor and tall ceiling make the interior feel larger than the exterior suggests. On one side, a compact kitchen is integrated seamlessly into the wall. There's a hidden induction cooktop, a small sink with filtered water recycling, and storage compartments that disappear when not in use. Opposite the kitchen, a convertible seating area wraps around a low table. During the day, it's a place to work, eat, or relax. At night, the seating transforms smoothly into a full sleeping space, large enough for deep rest after long days of travel. Toward the rear, the sleeping quarters feel private and cocoon-like. Soft materials line the walls, absorbing sound and creating a sense of insulation from the outside world. Integrated lighting mimics natural sunset tones, slowly dimming as night sets in. There's even a compact washroom tucked discreetly behind a sliding panel, complete with a space-saving shower system, composting toilet, and smart ventilation. Nothing feels luxurious in a flashy way. Instead, everything feels thoughtfully designed for real, long-term travel. This is an interior built for people who value silence, comfort, and intention. Powering this concept is a fictional clean energy system designed for future exploration, not speed. At its core is a modular electric drivetrain paired with an intelligent energy management system. Each axle is independently powered, allowing precise control over traction across all 6 wheels. Whether crawling slowly over uneven terrain or cruising long distances on open roads, the system adapts seamlessly. The estimated output sits around 480 horsepower, not to race, but to move confidently under full load, even off-grid. Energy is stored in a combination of solid-state batteries and auxiliary solar input from the roof, extending range during long stays in remote areas. But what truly stands out isn't raw performance, it's silence. This motorhome doesn't roar to life. It wakes up gently, gliding forward with minimal sound, preserving the peace of natural environments instead of disrupting them. Regenerative braking quietly recaptures energy on long descents, and adaptive ride control adjusts suspension height automatically depending on the terrain. Everything works silently in the background, allowing the driver to focus less on mechanics and more on the journey. This isn't about conquering nature, it's about moving through it, respectfully. One of the most interesting aspects of this vehicle is how it prioritizes mental comfort just as much as physical capability. The lighting system adapts automatically to the time of day and your location, shifting color temperature to reduce fatigue and eye strain. Built-in environmental sensors quietly adjust airflow and insulation based on outside conditions, keeping the interior calm and stable without constant input or distraction. Storage is modular and hidden throughout the walls and even the floor, allowing travelers to customize their setup, gear heavy for expeditions or minimal for slow, intentional living. Exterior compartment. One of the most interesting aspects of this vehicle is how it prioritizes mental comfort just as much as physical capability. The lighting system adapts automatically to the time of day and your location, shifting color temperature to reduce fatigue and eye strain. Built-in environmental sensors quietly adjust airflow and insulation based on outside conditions, keeping the interior calm and stable without constant input or distraction. Storage is modular and hidden throughout the walls and even the floor, allowing travelers to customize their setup, gear heavy for expeditions or minimal for slow, intentional living. Exterior compartments open electronically and seal tightly, protecting equipment from dust, moisture, and harsh environments. Even the windows are smart. Their tint adjusts automatically, offering privacy while still letting in natural light. At night, they soften reflections, creating a gentle interior glow instead of harsh transparency. Every feature feels designed to reduce friction, less effort, less noise, less distraction. If you want, I can... This is a vehicle imagined for future travelers who value time over speed. I picture using this concept for long summer road trips, drifting between national parks and coastal roads without ever checking into a hotel. Parking somewhere remote, opening the door, and watching the landscape change colors as the day ends. It could serve hikers and explorers who want to stay off-grid for days or even weeks at a time. The 6-wheel configuration and adaptive suspension make remote access possible without turning the journey into a struggle. For digital nomads, this could be a moving home, quiet enough to work, comfortable enough to live, and capable enough to keep going without relying on crowded infrastructure. This isn't about escaping society entirely, it's about choosing when to reconnect. Concept vehicles like this don't exist to promise a product, they exist to ask a question. What if travel slowed down again? What if vehicles were designed for peace, not pressure? What if the future felt calmer instead of louder? If this idea sparked something in your imagination, stay with me, because the next concept takes a completely different approach to movement, space, and freedom. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.